Because I am agoraphobe and you are not.
Hell yeah. Greatest intro, one of the best intros on YouTube. Right there, son.
Hell yeah, thanks, man. I appreciate that. Yeah, that's the intro that I went by for quite a while now. Of course, I have my own for my extreme theater also, but I love making intros. Welcome, everybody. Tonight with me, I got SPC. I got the best name in all of YouTube. The Perceptive Collective. And I also got Chris C, the slasher dude, with me. Welcome, guys. I appreciate it.
Oh, yeah.
And we are here to talk the Godfather of Gore, or as I named it on the thumbnail, the Gorefather.
Yeah, man. He's got another nickname that somebody else had, too, which is crazy because Herschel Gordon Lewis is the original Godfather of Gore. But he's also got another nickname, the Poet of the Macabre.
Poet of the Macabre.
Which Edgar Allan Poe was nicknamed.
Yes.
But all the names have been used, I think. But, you know.
Yeah. For Lovecraft, there was Poe.
There's only one fortune.
Poe, there was somebody else, too. Always someone before.
Did anybody ever use the Gorefather?
Oh, no.
Gorefather? Well, that's his name now. Now he's the Gorefather.
Gorefather.
That worked.
That goes to me to the awesome Italian director, my favorite Italian director of all time that we're going to be talking about. Definitely the Macabre Father, the Gorefather. You know,
Fulci, the Gorefather, the Gorefather. Yeah. There we go.
To me, there's three. You have Bava that sits on the throne, and you can put either Lucio Fulci or Dario Argento on the right or left, and then you have everybody else that just separates that. You know, it's them, and then you have the pyramid. That's it to me. You know, you have the lenses, you have that stuff, but nothing comes close to me than what Bava had done. You know, to start this really, and you know, Fulci and Argento, of course, to continue it.
I think Martino's high up there too, man.
Yeah,
Martino doesn't get enough love, man.
No, he doesn't.
Torso is one of the greatest giallos ever made by far.
I agree with that.
Yeah, man.
I agree.
And y'all know, like, in case y'all didn't know, I mean, Mario Bava's my favorite. Mm-hmm. He's the originator. You know, I guess you could credit Alfred Hitchcock for a big part of it, but it just trickles down.
Fritz Lang.
Down.
Fritz Lang to
And,
talk to him.
But yeah, Mario Bava. Then it goes Fulci. Then it goes Argento for me, and then it goes Martino. That's just how it goes, you know.
Yeah, I'm Fulci with Argento, and then a tie of Bava and Martino.
It's because they all have their certain styles where they separate themselves from everybody else. Martino has a certain style to the way he does himself. There's a sexiness to it. Like Torso, my God, that's a proto slasher if I've ever seen one.
Well, there's two films. There's two films. Like I know this is a Fulci stream, but there's two films with Martino that Martino did All the Colors of the Dark, and then Fulci did Lizard in a Woman's Skin. And I swear to God, you can't tell. Like you would think.
Interesting. Yeah, I have both those films.
You could switch those directors around, like if you didn't know the name, and on those two films. But
well, hell, Your Vice and a film that we'll be talking about now. I like Your Vice's ending a little bit better than the Fulci film that we'll be talking about. But yeah, to your point, Dirk, it's like, damn, you know.
But yeah, man, tonight's Tisa Farrow, rest in peace, and we're gonna
rest in peace.
Get into some Fulci, man.
She was very pretty. Yeah,
I didn't really know her. Was, man, and she was overshadowed because, of course, her sister is Mia Farrow, you know, with Haunting of Julia and Rosemary's Baby. But I thought she did a fantastic. I didn't see her a lot because she didn't do a lot of movies.
No,
but she did. But she did a great job in everything that she did, I thought.
Yeah, I can only recall two, and that's Zombie and Anthropophagus. That's the two that I really know her.
Yeah.
She did one other, but I cannot remember what it is. But I would like to have seen her a lot more.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Man. She did a great job, man.
Yeah, just great stuff. Looking into when Keith mentioned that, just going through her filmography a bit, of course, on IMDb, I remember them talking to her, and she said that you know, it was hard for me. She said I couldn't even get jobs doing commercials. You know what I mean? Just couldn't do it. I'm like, wow, that's crazy. You know,
I don't know enough about her, but I do know in those two films I've seen her in, she was great.
Yeah, me too.
Well, we're gonna be doing Black Cat, New York Ripper, and one of my personal favorites of Fulci, Don't Torture a Duckling.
Oh yeah,
which was the second one. I seen Zombie first when I was a kid. My oldest brother, this back in the VHS days, I was about 12 years old or so. My brother come through with a VHS of Zombie, and it's the first time I'd ever seen it. And I seen that splinter scene and the shark scene where the zombies fighting with the shark, and that hooked me for years. I was all about Romero and his unholy trinity, and you know, and
Gates of Hell.
I still love the hell out of those. To me, those are still at the top. But Zombie ties right up there with them these days with me, man. I think it is. It holds more iconic moments than any one zombie film.
Than Dawn of the Dead? Yes, it does.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. I'm not a fan, and I know it's kind of controversial. I'm not a fan of the original Dawn of the Dead. I know so many people love it.
Yeah.
But Zombie is I think Fulci brought it back to it's kind of like White Zombie with Bela Lugosi.
Yeah.
The voodoo zombies. You know, and I was like I was seeing something interview with him talking about Argento didn't create zombieism. That came from Haiti and Cuba. I was like, what the hell?
Yeah. But to your point, it's almost the film is almost Lovecraftian to me because you don't know what causes it, right? And that seems to be his focus, of course, with the Gates of Hell and that film.
It really hints to the voodoo, man.
It does.
It hints to the voodoo. Yeah.
And the score is absolutely timeless, man. To me, the zombie score is up there with Halloween. It's up there with fuck, man. I mean, you got The Exorcist, but you have Halloween. You have this. Let me see. Let me think of some other scores here. what's some other top scores besides?
God, Suspiria.
Yeah.
I mean, that's what's as interesting.
Jaws,
Yeah.
You know what I mean? As far as I'm concerned, the zombie score is up there, at least up there with them.
Yeah.
That's very good.
Fabio Frizzi, man.
Absolutely.
The typical cast of characters to that film as well. His crew, his original crew, before they kind of broke off from him. It's like I say, it's that iconic eye scene and stuff that he uses in his other films.
It's so
in
many.
The future.
It's so many damn things though. Like in that film, man, it's like shot after shot of just, I mean, it's an unrelenting, like,
it's terror,
madness just coming for your ass, and you can't escape.
Yeah.
You can't escape the shit. You know what I mean?
Specifically,
if you see it all the way through, that's why I love it more than Dawn, personally. But
specifically when they go on the boat at the start, when they go on the boat, of course, Fulci plays the was it editor, right?
Yeah.
Of a newspaper, whatever. And these officers go on the boat, and that's where it kind of starts, where you're like, oh, what the hell happened here? And it just, then you see the big bloated thing come out and stuff like that.
Big ass zombie had been overeaten.
The best makeup, probably the best makeup job I've seen in any zombie film. Probably. This is my number one. This is close to being my number one zombie film. I like the remake of Dawn of the Dead a lot, but this one is like way up there. You know what I mean? For terror-wise and stuff. So
yeah, this is definitely my
it's up there with the original Night of the Living Dead. The original Night of the Living Dead, to me, has got a vibe to it. Because and I think it's because of the black and white, and I think it's because it's the original. You know what I mean? It is so original that they even had zombies stabbing people and shit. They didn't even know how zombies were supposed to act yet.
Yeah.
Right. Night of the Living Dead, the original Night of the Living Dead is my all-time favorite zombie film.
Right.
But after that, it's zombie right after that, man. For me.
But zombie is definitely top 10 horror. It's definitely top 10 horror. That just really, to Dirk's point, to your all point, that
I mean, you're on an island, man, and and you hear the damn tribe people doing their music. So it's like, have you ever thought about that? Like they're controlling the fucking zombies, like, you know what I mean?
Right.
The mad doctor that's gone insane at that island, right?
He's not insane. He's just trying to make logic out of this.
It's because he's done it for so long, in my opinion. He's done it for so long, you know what I mean? And it's just he can't fix it. He can't cure it. You know, when they pile up the bodies. Yeah.
The opening shot is him is a body setting up in a sheet and him shooting it.
Yeah,
man.
And it kicks right into that score, and you're like, "What the hell are we getting ready to watch here?" You know what I mean? And then it goes from that to the bay there, where in the background you see the Twin Towers.
Right.
Yeah.
And then you got this boat with these zombies and this, one of the scenes that I was going to use for my intro is where he rips the throat out, where a big zombie, rips the throat right out. And he comes walking up.
That was great. That was great scene, boy. The camera work for that. They focus in on it. You know what I mean? That's what I mean, where it's a directing style that you don't see. You just don't see from anybody. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. It's just that directing style that you love it a lot. How the camera is, how the experience is, how the music fits. These slow zombies are terrifying. They are terrifying.
I got a DVD of it. One of the first DVD releases, and I think it might have been from Shriek Show of Zombie, and where the menu of it is that music kicks in. It's like, and then all you see in that menu is zombies come walking there. And I remember my son at 16 now, he was about, the first time he ever seen that, he was maybe 5 or 6 years old. He's seen that menu and shit right out of it.
Give him nightmares.
Just the whole vibe of it.
I showed my son Grayson the underwater shark zombie scene. Showed him that the other day, and he was just blown away by it, man. Like he trips me out because he wants to see the older stuff versus the newer stuff. Right. And
that's just fun too, man. You know what I mean? To me, that is just fun. You know what I mean?
Right.
And there's a lot of people that's asked me, what was that? How'd that go? Well, that was like a shark trainer. That was an underwater dude
Right,
to decide to throw on the makeup.
a trainer to do it. Yeah,
Shark wrangler. Yeah.
a shark
If you
wrangler.
notice the look on this shark's face, this shark is like it's totally fucking confused. They don't know
Yeah.
what the hell's going on. It's
Yeah,
like,
they're
this
like,
fucking
what's
guy is
going on
biting-
here?
Shit.
Yeah, dude.
This fucking guy is biting me. You know, it's like, what the hell is going on here?
Beautiful
it turns
naked
around,
chick
rips
just
his arm
swimming in
off.
there, you know? Beautiful naked chick just swimming in there for the most part. And I'm like, oh, damn, this is like, yeah.
Yeah,
Nothing
man,
a
it's
tiger
just,
shark or something, isn't it?
there's so many damn great scenes in that film, man.
The scene in the graveyard of the Conquistador graveyard, right? Where they're just laying there thinking everything's okay.
Oh, they're just
And then you
deciding to
see-
get it on out of
Yeah.
nowhere, you know?
Yeah. Then you see him just start to rise up like real quick, you know, or just like a
That's
or like
the
the
time to get it
Undertaker,
on, isn't it?
you know.
Any time is a good time to get it on. That proves it right there.
Right.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
You got all this shit going on. You're at the place where all this shit's
I know
starting.
you're at the hub of it all. Yeah.
And you're just like, fuck it, let's just, you know what I mean? And Wormface comes up. Well, many Wormfaces, but the main Wormface comes up. If I have any complaint, it's you don't get enough Wormface. It's kind of like Return of the Dead.
Yeah, man. He's like the king of them, right? And he gets his head cut in half with a cross.
The scene in the barn or whatever it's at when they're throwing the Molotov cocktails and stuff like
Inside
that.
the
There's
barn,
stuff up with
yeah.
that too. Yeah. That came
Inside the
dangerously
fucking barn.
close. Yeah. Catching on fire, you know, literally catching on fire, you know, just going through that, you know, dousing them a bit, of course, with that retardant and stuff like that. But I think I remember reading or they mentioned as part of the extras there that, yeah, those came kind of dangerously close there, the way they were throwing them, you know.
I imagine, man. Back then it was guerrilla style. shit
Yeah.
going on, man. Like,
Yeah.
Fulci, man.
That's where a lot of the best movies were made, man, was guerrilla style. Maniac was done that way.
Yeah.
Where they would just stop somewhere in the street, they'd hop out with their shit, they'd shoot a scene real quick and
Right.
take off so they wouldn't have to pay for the permits.
Nightmare in a Damaged Brain was probably that way. That one scene with him walking and
There's
stuff
so
like
many.
that too.
So many to name.
Oh, that's a great one, man.
Yeah.
But to me, the whole Wormface thing is kind of like the Tar Man. You don't get enough of either one of them.
Right?
The Tar Man. in
Yeah,
Return of the
Tar
Dead.
Man. Yeah, Return of the Living Dead. Brains.
Yeah, man.
Yeah. More brains. Yeah.
Brains. With the you know, the one dude's girlfriend, right, where she doesn't see him coming, she kind of backs up, right, turns around and just rips that, you know what I mean? Just like, dude, and it's like, and then you see her at towards the end of it, right? And that's why I like the interaction between everybody where he's like, honey, is that you, basically, and stuff like that. And he can't help himself. Sure enough, that's where, you know, shit hits the fan. You know, it's like,
Yeah.
And the doctor's
Yeah.
wife, you know, she's trying to get the fuck up out of there, you know.
yeah, really. She's
He's
like,
like-
hell no.
And he's like, you know,
Drinking and all this other stuff.
Just settle your ass down. I know it's best.
Do its best. Man.
Here in chat, we got Ninja. Hey, what's up, Ninja? How you doing?
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Hey, look, we got Chris C here. What's going on, Chris C? Darren Burrows, how's it going? Hey, how you doing, brother?
Yeah.
Um,
My boy Darren, man, on the Hour to Kill.
cool.
He says the shark was drugged. Yeah, he says the shark was drugged. Yeah, I can see that.
Oh yeah, it was drugged, man, and it didn't have many teeth if you pay attention close.
I can see why, because doesn't it like literally it grabs his arm? You know what I mean? So I'm like, damn,
It turns it right off. Yeah.
Jesus.
Well, Wookiees movies and music. What's going on?
That's
Hey,
Corey,
Corey.
man.
Caveman movies and more.
Guy.
Welcome, everybody. Appreciate it, man. Appreciate it. The mayor, rest in peace, Tisafaro. Absolutely. Absolutely.
man.
Rest in peace. That
Yeah.
that fucked me up when I seen that when I seen that she had died, man.
That
I
was
was
the
like,
movie I was
damn.
thinking of that Tisa
That
was
was-
in that.
That was 2
minute.
days ago, man. I didn't even realize that.
Yeah, me too. Me too. Yeah.
The mayor was the first one to tell me, and then you told me right after the mayor
Yeah.
told me. I was like, shit, man.
Because
Yeah.
Darren mentioned that she played that blind woman in peril called Blazing Magnum. I'm like going, yeah, because Darren has talked about that film quite a bit. He says it's really good. Like, I think she's all alone in the house and she's blind and the killer's in there. And I mean, that's like, dude, that's like, you know, that's top tier right there. So, yeah.
Yeah, I finally got my hands on it. It's kind of off subject, but I finally got my hands on a copy of Cannibal Man. I've never seen it yet.
Okay,
So
yeah.
I'm
The
looking
cover
forward
of
to
that looks wicked. I mean,
me and Darren just did a review on that. It's on the slashers of the video nasties.
Cool.
Oh, that's right.
Video or stream we did, but I've seen it like 3 times now. But I will say, I think you got to watch it twice because, yeah, it's one of those kind of films. It gets better with each watch.
But I kind of wanted to, since we were talking about Tissa, I kind of wanted to cover Zombie first, even though that's one that's talked about a lot.
Yeah.
So you know, we've pretty much tore through. I mean, people have torn it apart left and right. You know what I mean? Everybody's talked about it. But if you guys want to, we can start getting into some of the others that aren't talked about as much now.
Yeah, I just want to know y'all's thought. I mean, I kind of brought it up. I touched on it. I mean, do y'all think that it's the voodoo shit in that in that film?
Yes.
I mean, that's what I think. Yeah.
You could almost, I think it's the first in the Gates of Hell trilogy. You can call it the quadrilogy if you want, because it's the same type of aspect. Now, I know Fulci didn't want to put the whole zombie thing into my favorite film from him, which is, of course, The Beyond. He didn't want to do that, but they're like, and I just put it in there because he's so known for that film, for zombie in general. You know what I mean?
Well, of course, we know that it's called Zombie 2 because Dawn of the Dead in Italy was called Zombie, and it was brought over there by Argento. And that's why Fulci calls it Zombie 2, is it's supposed to be a sequel to that. But then it kind of turned into its own thing.
But that wasn't Fulci's fault. That was the producers that did that shit.
Right.
Absolutely. Right. Yeah, it was.
And Fulci, I was listening to an interview earlier with him. He was saying, Argento needs to quit breaking our balls because he was suing him. He was trying to sue him and shit.
And Argento is good friends with Goblin, that music group. He's good friends with them. And that was it. Just really, and that's the only thing it is the changing of the score. And some people, and I can agree, don't like the Argento cut of Dawn of the Dead because they take some certain scenes out of that, for what I understand. And you know,
they take a lot of the humor out of it. Right. They make it's 100% serious.
If I do watch Dawn of the Dead, if I gotta watch Dawn of the Dead,
it'll be the Argento cut.
I don't know. The other
site release has 3 versions of it. Yeah, it has like 3 versions of that film.
Yeah, I know a lot of people love it, man.
It's the helicopter scene that gets people.
I can't wrap my head around it. I've tried multiple times, man.
Yeah, zombie flesh eaters in the UK.
Some films just don't click, for certain people, But
I always watch the extended version of it because I am a big fan of it. So I always watch the 2.5-hour version of it.
Yeah,
that's what I would do. Watch the director's cut version of it. I always do that with a lot of films from my favorite directors like Ridley Scott. I'll always watch that cut because that's their preferred cut. I mean, that's what it is. That's what they want.
Yeah. Darren's saying zombie flesh eaters in the UK. Yeah.
Yes. Zombie 2 with just an eye, zombie flesh eaters. It also has a few other names too that Mikey was telling me about.
Right.
I don't remember exactly what they were, but he named 3 or 4 other names off, and I was like, damn.
Yeah.
But it's known as many different things, but that's the ones that I know is Zombie 2 and Zombie Flesh Eaters.
Which it's an iconic film. It's an iconic film. A lot of these horror directors love it, so it has its place in the annals of like some of the best ever. So.
Which here I got Zombie Flesh Eaters.
Oh, you have the Arrow release, the window cover.
Yeah, it's limited to 500. Yeah.
That's nice. There's a City of the Living Dead one too, but I'm not paying for what they want on eBay for it. I pre-ordered the Arrow version of that they're releasing. That box looks really nice.
This version here, the Blue Underground 4K, man, it's the best it's ever looked.
I've watched it. It's a great transfer. It's really good. It just because I watch a lot of stuff in cinema mode to begin with, or whatever they call it. So
the Arrow Steelbooks were really nice too.
Damn. Okay. Yeah, badass, man. Hell yeah.
Oh, I've got. Oh man, I have got tons of them. Hold on, hold on.
Him and Tony would get along. I remember when Tony did his basement tour. He had because I texted him back on messaged him back on Instagram because he had two versions of City of the Living Dead. And he says, yeah, one's UK one or one's the UK version. I'm like, damn. I thought maybe, do you have one of those to sell? I'd take it. You know.
There's a 4K.
Yeah.
Here's the two disc ultimate Blu-ray with slip.
Oh, nice.
Here's that cover with the lenticular.
Fucking right, man.
Oh. Yeah.
This cover with the lenticular.
Oh, that's a nice one. That's the better one.
Here's Zombie 2 old Shriek Show DVD.
Zombie. Yeah, Zombie.
I'm only missing one or two that I want.
What's going on, Mikey?
And I'm wanting the worm face lenticular. Once I get those two, I'll be happy.
Damn.
Right now,
yeah, you can find them.
So let me see here.
I've really thought about double dipping on Zombie. Really do, just getting like special editions of that. But
I'm a dipper from hell, man. I got like 13 versions of Chainsaw Massacre. I've got like 10 or 11 different versions of the original Halloween. I've got if I love the film, you better believe I have tons of different versions of it.
It's me and Friday the 13th. It's me with Friday the 13th. So I'm that same way. Yeah. Me and Event Horizon. Me and Event Horizon. I love that film a lot. So
here, let me change my light real quick so it'll stop being so fucking red.
Yeah, that still will look pretty sweet and red there at the reflection. I was like, dude.
You ever seen this version of Friday the 13th Part 2? This is the softback media book, and
dude.
It's the hooded version, and
yeah,
it's from Germany.
Okay. Hell yeah! I got a poster with that in the German like that I had Savini sign. That Freitag. I don't know how to speak German, but you know what I'm saying. It's
Fred. It's like Fred.
Tag to 13. Yeah.
Right.
The Fred to 13. Yeah.
All right. So which one do you guys want to cover next? Do you want to talk about Ripper first, or Black Cat, or Duckling?
Dude,
whichever, man. I'm game for any of them. I love them. I love all of them.
Love them all for what they are. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. My introduction, like I said, was Zombie, but then for years I didn't watch them, and then my first introduction after that was off Netflix with "Don't Torture a Duckling."
God. Yeah.
And this movie, man, it started out and they had that really wild music and that really weird sound effects, and then you have Florina Balkan, and she's got that baby, and I was just blown the fuck away, like that one scene of her walking through there and then thinking that she's the killer, and then just beating her with the whips and the chains.
Oh man, it's relentless, man. And so I was talking to Darren about this a little bit. You know, Fulci's wife killed herself. And
I didn't know.
So when you see the priest, like anybody that's here, you know what happens at the end, right?
Yes.
At the end of the film. Well, the same thing happens.
I shouldn't laugh about that. I shouldn't.
But I got to thinking about it. I was like, the same damn thing happens in the psychic at the very beginning.
Exact same beginning.
At the end of Duckling, the same thing happens at the beginning of the psychic. And it's kind of like, I kind of felt like he's kind of pissed off at the Catholic Church because she killed herself
big time,
and they wouldn't let him bury her. You know,
damn.
Yeah, man.
I remember there's that scene too.
I did not know that, man.
Yeah, man. I've been digging into some shit, but something clicked today, man. I was like, what?
It's
for a couple of days I've been working on this shit. But
to me, when I didn't notice it at first, but and the second watch I did, or when you watch the extras for it, like I say, the kids in the church, because it's Catholic, you pray every day, and then you see, I call it La Muerte, you know, the statue of death right there in a church. And I'm like, considering where it's done, and I'm like, dude, the Barbara Boucher being her sexy redhead self, of course, the scene with the child was replaced by a little person, right? Because you don't want, you don't want a kid kind of seeing that, you know what I mean? There's the scene where where the priest and the dude are talking, and then you see Barbara just automatically put the smile on right and goes right towards them. I'm like, oh shit, what's going on here? It's great.
Right,
stuff.
it's real pervy like, but
yes,
this so I'm getting conflicting stories. From what I found out, that this is definitively Fulci's favorite film he ever made. But somebody else I spoke to said no, it's not. So I don't know. Like,
I think the psychic.
When I found out it is, man, that this is his favorite film he ever made.
The psychic looks more well made as a film than.
No, I'm not saying that it's
Duckling,
but
yeah,
I'm not going to say which film it is, but
to me it is. I mean,
I think Duckling, man, is definitely a very personal film. I mean,
yeah,
it's shot like these wide scape shots in the scenery. Every frame is fucking amazing, dude.
It's really
and a lot of people say it's boring and shit. Man, I don't feel that way at all, dude.
It's
smoking. Kids smoking cigarettes.
The time that it was made, man, all about a child killer and all and that scene, we saw about with Barbara Boucher asking him if he's a virgin, if he's ever done it with a girl,
or go to your
and
mommy.
stuff like that.
Yeah,
that's really pushy. Like shit
that's
that
controversial as hell. Yeah. I'm sorry about that, man. Didn't mean to cut in there.
Yeah, it's really, like I said, I'm a sucker for redheads, and oh boy, like I say, just the way, that's one of Barbara's best roles. I mean, she really plays that part like you're like, it's almost like she's the devil. You know what I mean? It's weird.
Well, it's a big, huge red herring setup.
It is. Like when she first starts talking to the priest, where she goes up, she's like, well, hello, gentlemen. Like, and she's just waiting for the priest to do something, to say something. She's trying to egg him on a little bit, tempt him. I like that idea. He's a great actor, too. I forgot who played the priest. And you got to realize, too, for the time when this came out, this had never been done. No, it hasn't.
This had never been done. So that's people that had never seen the Don't Torture, and you've seen several others, Jolly, you would guess who the killer is. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because you've seen all these others Jolly do it. But this film and Seven Bloodstained Orchids did it first.
Okay, Seven Bloodstained Orchid. Or what is it that scene where they go to see he's like a hermit, right? And everybody in the town knows him and all this other stuff. And there's like shady stuff going on with him too. And he talks about, they're gypsies basically, you know what I mean? But this dude is like another type of, there's, like you say, Dirk, a lot of red herrings in there, but I'm Catholic. A lot of shit's in there is very disturbing.
I mean, it's a woman that's practicing witchcraft, black magic shit. And you would think, she's a big red herring as well. But
skulls
it's one that,
skulls from the ground of children, like little skull, like you're like, dude, like, wow. It's like,
well, that's her child.
Yeah, her child. Yeah,
that's her child.
Yeah, the baby that she digs up at the very beginning. Yeah.
You find that out. It's a good thriller in that aspect too. And we're trying to figure out.
Are we spoiling this? Because are we going to spoil Duckling or no?
Yeah. This is all spoilers, man.
Yeah,
The motive behind the killer is so damn twisted, man. He's killing the children.
Yeah.
To save them.
So they'll go to heaven.
Yeah.
So they'll stay innocent.
So that they can't get old enough to sin. It kind of reminds me of the Andrea Yates case. She's killing her kids so that they can't.
Out of mercy. They're mercy killings. They're like put the children out of their misery. He even says that at the end where, they show the vision of them all playing soccer or whatever it is, right? And he goes, my boys, and all this other stuff too.
Yeah.
And it's like, love you so much.
People took it the wrong way, though. Like
they did.
They took it like he was some kind of pedophile, but he wasn't. He wasn't a pedophile.
He takes the child, he's flipping knees Barbara Boucher, and that was funny. He knees her, he goes like boom like that, and I'm like, damn, dude, he's not messing around. It's
Yeah, I had a lot of people that I showed that to that got quite a kick, got a laugh out of the ending scene as he's going down the side of the thing there. Some of the effects on the face and stuff, but
so, the face.
And I had to stick up for that movie so much because of that scene. You know what I mean?
But Fulci was a genius though. So making it a mannequin, I think he did it on purpose. That's how I look at it.
Me too.
I think he did that shit on purpose, like the fake ass priest. Yeah.
Right.
He does that later.
It's all how you look at it, I guess your perception.
Like he does that later in his other films. One of the films we'll be talking about, he does that later too, with another certain scene where it's like that, but it's like, it's really good.
I know it's goofy and it's funny or whatever. It looks funny or whatever, but I kind of, if you look at it on another kind of level, Fulci was on a totally different level, man.
There's the one special needs dude, you can say, where the gentlemen are going with these prostitutes, right? The kids are all following them and stuff up to this shack. You see him go up there like
yeah.
He all kicks them out. They say, get out of here, or whatever like that, thinking you want something.
The scene toward the end, like, you don't know 100%. It's between him and the mother. You don't know who the true killer is.
And so it's like, and the girl that he has, that he picks up and
that's so dark. That's so dark too, because the little girl keeps wanting him, and the people are trying to save the little girl. It's like, it's so, man. This movie is fucking amazing. Every time I watch it, man. Love Dog.
I didn't suspect it the first time. I didn't suspect it. I didn't suspect who it was. I didn't think it was the priest. I didn't think he'd go there. You know what I mean? Even though it's Fulci, I didn't think he would go there. He went there.
There's been a ton of films that have done that with the priest, though. That's what I was saying. But this film and the same year, Seven Bloodstained Orchids were the first ones to do that shit. So I could imagine 1972 watching this for the first time. You would have been like, "What the fuck?" And the Catholic Church
was a crazy year, man. 72 was a crazy year. I mean, 72 you had Last House on the Left also. Dude. So that was a very, very pushy year. One thing that I want to get into here, Chris mentioned Vito Passeri that plays I can't see, I know how you pronounce his name, Gillespie or whatever. Yeah. The guy that's up there with the prostitutes. He's also in the Black Cat.
Oh yeah.
And
the
there's two different versions of this.
Yeah, the Village Idiot. Yeah.
There's the Italian, there's the Italian version, and then there's the American version. In the American version, I love his dubbed over voice. He's like, "No, I didn't touch none of the kids. I didn't do it. It wasn't me."
Yeah. Right.
I love the original Italian version. You know what I mean? Because that's what it automatically plays on the Arrow ones and stuff like that. I'm like, I kind of want to see this version of what the pure aspect of it does.
In a lot of these films, man, it's a completely different experience when you watch it in the Italian. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it is because that dub, I think the only thing that really gets the proper charm of any dub is the 1960s Godzilla movie. That's the only thing that really does. The rest of them just sound like that dude did.
Yeah. Or just an example, Blade in the Dark, that dub is in House by the Cemetery Bob. I mean, it's like fucking shit, man.
But you notice too with dubbing specifically with some of the main characters in there, it's the same person. It's the same person with a lot of them. That's the way dubbing goes. Like the same dude. I forget the dude's name. Like the lead character writer in Your Vice is like the same dude that's in Don't Torture.
In House with Bob, that was a woman doing his voice.
Right. So, Mommy, help me. Mommy, what are you doing?
I see Darren, man. Darren brought up a good point. He said the rural setting in this and House of the Laughing Windows is awesome, superb. Yeah, that's what I'm saying, man. I really dig this because at the very beginning, I know we're kind of backtracking a little bit, but at the very beginning, you see this country setting, but you still see like a freeway.
It's like the outskirts,
like the concrete jungle just cutting into it. You know what I mean? And then these kids are these little badass kids, doing badass shit with a slingshot, smoking cigarettes and watching people try to have sex and shit.
They have nothing better to do. Yeah.
Just being kids, man. I mean, that's kind of fucked up shit that I did as a kid. You know what I mean? Right. I did all kinds of that shit. Me and my crowd were into all kinds of shit, man.
Oh yeah, man. Yeah, you're just being kids, but in the twisted ass priest mind, he's trying to save them.
Trying to save them. Yeah, it's because I'm saving them from being sinners. I'm saving them from being sinners.
See, because he was aware of them doing that shit. So to him, that was them going down that road that they shouldn't be going. To him, they were on their way already to the road he didn't want them to go down. So that that right there could lead into the motive.
Yeah,
right.
It's
That's a
almost
hell
like,
of a motive, though, man, for a killer.
It's almost like the priest in in Silver Bullet, right? He's doing everything for a reason. He even states that to the kid. He says, yeah, this woman, she was pregnant, like out of marriage and all this other stuff too. And it's like, dude, the child with the dad, and stuff like that too. Same thing with Barbara Boucher's character, right? She's the rich one there. She's the wealthy one. Nobody else is, right? So it's like she just comes in with her car, acts all like this.
She just does what she wants. And
yeah,
everybody else got to wait on her hand and foot. You know, there's a lot of things being said in this movie, for sure.
No, there definitely is a lot. Like you said, the reporter trying to help him try to figure out what's going on here because they originally suspected her. I almost thought it was. It's like, say, the one scene with the car where she gets a flat tire or something like that. She sees the kid, eyes him out, says, "You want money or do you want a kiss to fix this?" I'm like, dude, it's like, like you say, it's the message that it's the film's sending. It's great. I love it a lot. It's almost a perfect film. It's almost a perfect film.
It's high tier. It's in my top 3 Fulci for sure.
It's in my top 3 Giallos. It's it's the cross between what's 2 and what's 3 right now in my rankings. So,
Yeah, I've got with Fulci's weird with me because Zombie's number 1, but then right there tied at number 2. I've got 3 or 4 of them that I'm not sure which is number 2 or number 3.
They switched for me too, man.
Yeah,
for a long time, Zombie was my number 1 for a long time, and but recently going through shit. I mean, they just switch up, man. Next year it might be City. I don't know.
To Darren's point too, because he mentions there's not a bad performance in Don't Torture a Duckling.
No,
I'd say this. I haven't seen a lot of. I've seen more Fulci films than I've seen Argento. Every Fulci film I've seen has been good. I mean, I've heard some bad Argento films, but nothing from Fulci that I've seen has been bad. I've liked everything that he's done. So,
I know he's got a shit ton of like sexy comedies, and shit like that. But I mean, I don't think you necessarily have to see all that, to get the vibe of Fulci. And I think also if you want to know Fulci, watch his horror. Watch all his horror films, man. You're gonna see Brain. Yeah. You're gonna see internal shit that he's dealing with in his films. It's some sad shit with Fulci, man. It really is. And it wouldn't appreciate it until he's gone.
Yeah, you just don't.
That's usually the way it goes. And you was talking about some bad ones from our Argento, Chris. But at the same time, from the early 70s until about the mid 80s, he has about 10 films in a row that are all badass. I mean, he has one of the best streaks of any director.
He does. Yeah, he does definitely. Yeah.
Argento, man, he's got 21 films, and I like 10 of his films.
Yeah, it's probably those same. It's probably those same 10. You got you got Cat right here. I can tell you got Cat of Nine Tails. You got
that's underrated. That's way underrated. Cat of Nine Tails.
You got Inferno, Suspiria, Tenebrae, Phenomena. You know what I mean? Four Flies on Red Velvet. You know what I mean? You got like 10 of these fuckers in a row that are fucking excellent, in my opinion.
Yeah, Opera's really jumped high for me, man.
Oh yeah, Opera's way up there.
I know. I know Darren. I think he's recently telling me that might be his favorite now. I was like, what the shit? Tenebrae was my favorite for a while.
Tenebrae's damn good.
But I went back, man. I know it's probably lame to say. I don't give a shit, man. It's Suspiria, man. Suspiria is my favorite Argento, period. And I know it might be lame and like the mainstream shit. I don't give a shit. It's mainstream and the best for a fucking reason, in my opinion.
Deep Red for me, that changed the game for Giallo in my opinion.
Deep Red
is
pretty high.
Deep Red is great. Cat of Nine Tails is great too. You got Carl Bolden, the blind guy with the little girl. I love that dynamic.
Yeah.
The train scene where he pushes the dude, is off topic, but yeah, it's
been pretty low. I need to watch it again, Cat of Nine. But I did figure out what Cat of Nine Tails means though. It's all the different leads in the case.
Yeah.
That's what it means. Cat of Nine Tails.
Get deep with it.
Yeah, man. We'll get off Argento because this is all about Fulci.
Yeah, it's all about
guys, I'll just warn you now.
Yeah.
This is the first time you guys have ever joined me on my discussions. My discussions jump all over the place.
Right.
Like whenever I do one film, I'll jump around to an hour later. I'll jump back to the beginning, and I'll go to the middle, and then I'll go to the end.
Right.
Anybody
Fulci is cussing. Fulci is cussing somewhere from below or from above. He's just like going, God damn it. It's like this.
Hey, my streams are all over the place because, I'm ADHD, so shit will jump into my head. And then I'll talk about this for a minute. So, you know what I mean? That's just anybody that's ever collabs with me on a regular basis knows that about me.
Yeah, man, it's just how the brain works, I guess, man. Because I do the same shit, really.
It's just, you know what I mean? It's just a discussion. That's just the way I treat it. It's just a talk about a certain topic, and it can go anywhere, man.
Like I said,
the passion and the love's there. You can tell, though.
It's definitely top tier. I can see since Arrow is doing basically some of Fulci's films finally and stuff like that, UK with their sets and stuff like that too. So we need some of this stuff right here, put in like a set, kind of like what Arrow did with Argento. I'd like to see this in like a box edition by itself as a 4K. I think that would be money.
Right.
The blue looks really good, but
no, this has great extras on here.
I mean,
I
want more. I want other things that haven't been released yet, though, like House of Laughing Windows, like Darren brought up. I definitely that needs a release, man.
It hasn't had one in a long time.
A Case of the Bloody Iris is getting a 4K from. I pre-ordered that. I forget who's doing that one, but I pre-ordered that off of.
I got a quote, man, from Fulci though. I got a couple quotes that I thought was pretty damn cool. He said that Roman Polanski once said to him, "I've touched the devil, and you've touched destiny. Neither you should do ever."
Wow.
And he's referring to Rosemary's Baby,
yes,
that he did, and he's referring to Destiny from Fulci being psychic.
Psychic, yeah, but Jennifer
I can
O'Neill.
See that. Yeah, very, very cool. Like I said, it's top tier giallo in my opinion. It's different from any giallo I've ever seen. That's probably why it's so high up there on my list of all timers from him and stuff like that. And you're probably right, Dirk. It's probably his masterpiece. It's close to being his masterpiece of a film. So
it's not my favorite of his. But it's definitely in my top 3.
Yeah.
And but yeah, man, it gets better every time I see it.
This Arrow has great extras on it too. Like you say, to your point, it has like interviews.
Oh yeah, it's got tons of shit on there, man.
Bruno Machetti. I mean, God, he's been with Fulci on and off for a long. He was with Fulci on and off for a long time. I call him the typical cast of characters that he would, basically do his films with. So it's really good. Kat Ellinger, of course, like that. It's good to see. It's good to see her here, finally getting the respect she deserves as like a person who does like good essays and stuff like that too. So it's really good. It's a good release. I like it a lot.
So I got a couple more things that he said. He says, I think children are monsters because they're different, not because they're evil. They're monsters. They're freaks.
Well, it's that saying at the end of House by the Cemetery, right? That pops out of nowhere. And you're like, what is that? It's like, that's why I call it the WTF slash.
He plays with that idea, though, a lot, man. Like the children being monsters and shit. Because, like,
evil children.
I don't want to go on a tangent and go in the left lane or nothing, but like City of the Living Dead, at the very end of City of the Living Dead, everybody's confused, with that kid comes running and laughing and shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like Fulci was saying he was a zombie. And it was the editor's choice to make that crackle effect on it, shatter the screen. I was like, what the hell? Yeah. I've never heard that shit before. Because I know a lot of people are confused by that shit. I've been confused for a while.
Well, let's
Yeah, man.
Are you guys ready for
Yeah.
Oh,
Black
hell
Cat?
yeah. Hell yes. Yeah.
The most
Oh, yeah.
underrated Fulci there is? You hear people talk about Fulci all the time, but you never hear him talk about the Black Cat. Never, man. It's almost as if it doesn't even exist in his catalog, and I think that is such a shame, man. It has got probably the best cast that he ever assembled. You got Patrick McGee, which, oh my God, Clockwork Orange, the original Tales from the Crypt.
Hell yeah.
Great actor. Great
He is
actor.
fantastic, man. Without him in Clockwork Orange, you don't have the same film.
David Warbeck, of course, from the Beyond. It's like, playing.
You know, he didn't get along good with David Warbeck, from what I understand.
Yeah.
He said
didn't get along with
basically
quite a
said
few
David
actors.
Warbeck was a big old sissy.
I'm sure he called that to Christopher George, and we know what happened with that situation.
No, he probably didn't say it.
Christopher George, man. Christopher George is great in pieces, man. Oh my God.
I got a better appreciation for him. This is my favorite Poe version of the Black Cat film.
Adaptation, very loose adaptation.
Yeah, I do like Your Vice, but I love Your Vice. Excuse me, but the Black Cat is more of my cup of tea.
Let me ask y'all this about the Black Cat. Okay, so who's the true villain here? Is it the Black Cat, or is it the
Professor?
Miles? Yeah,
the Professor.
It's the Professor.
Okay.
Easily.
It's paranoid. He wants to kill me.
But in the reason I asked that is because in Edgar Allan Poe's The Black Cat, it's about a guy. He's dealing with his alcoholism, and the cat is
he's a writer too, isn't he?
Yeah, the cat is a spirit of perverseness,
right?
And shit. And when he kills the cat, like, this is because he says that they have a common bond, hatred toward each other.
Yeah, he says the cat wants to kill me. The way he looks at it,
he will eventually.
The way he talks, the way he acts, right? With Mimsy Farmer on the other side, he like hypnotize her, but he says that is like, oh, the cat, whatever, scratches him, right? Bites him, and he goes, cat, he wants to kill me. And I'm like, yeah, there's that relationship between the two. His character takes a 180. Like I said, he's doing one thing, and you're thinking he's kind of all good, trying to help people out. Then it just switches to something else. I'm like, okay, this.
And that's what I wonder, though, is he evil because of his supernatural ability? Because he's been talking to the dead? Did something crawl inside of him and make him this way? I mean, or is the cat really the true fucking evil? Because like there's some questions.
There's a trailer. There's the trailer to this that shows a scene, with the young couple that goes into that boathouse and gets stuck in there that they didn't put in the film, which I thought was pretty sweet. And they open the door and find out what happened to him and stuff like that. I'm like, oh, this is a slasher cat right here. The cat's causing all the shit.
And that goes to Poe, like Poe stories of of burying people alive and shit. You know what I mean?
This is the first time they ever actually used a cat to actually do the killing. Usually it's a cat that gets put behind the wall and you can hear it holler or something like that. But in this one, what's what I love about this, when you actually have the cat doing the killing, and this motherfucker is relentless. He will find you this fucker climbs up and turns a doorknob to get to people.
Right.
I love that scene, man.
What is it? The dude hanging from he's hanging from a rope or something like that, and the cat, I think, like cuts it or something like that. He's like on a tightrope or something like that. And the cat's
he's on the Raptors.
Yeah,
that's the Miles character using the cat to do all this shit.
Yeah, and then
with his mind control shit.
There's the scene. There's the scene in them. Well, first there's the scene with Mimsy Farmer where it's like an exorcist scene, which Fulci did not want to put in there, and the producer or whatever like that, like pressured him to do that because the Exorcist was popular and shit like that.
Right.
So the whole thing starts shaking. There's, to your point with the whole mannequin thing, where the mansion basically catches on fire and you see the chick on fire moving out the window.
Yeah, the fire shit. Yeah.
The shit's literally
that actress, by the way, Dagmar Lysander, I think that's her name. Dagmar Lysander. She actually had to run through the flames, man. Like,
Yeah.
Which
and-
did photos of a lady under suspicion. She also
Right.
did Hatchet for Honeymoon.
yeah,
Ooh,
yeah, man.
I have that. I still need to watch that one from Mario Bava.
Forbidden Photos, man, is a great giallo, man. And I recently just watched it, man.
Hey, Garrett, thanks for showing up, my man. Born to be Rad is here. Very cool. Thanks for
Hey, what's going
saying
on,
hi.
Garrett?
Appreciate that.
Yeah, man. What's
He
happening?
went on a good rant. I guess if you real quick, Mr. Gordon Green decided to be a pussy and back out of, of the Exorcist films. And he decided not to do them no more. I ain't gonna do it no more. So yeah, it's good to see him here.
Well, I'm kind of glad that he did because
Yeah, me too.
I mean, come the fuck on, man.
Yeah, I watched.
Leave it the fuck alone.
I don't want to go on a tangent myself, man. But Believer, oh man,
Leave the
Yeah.
Exorcist
I will
alone.
I will forever call that version has got the cross-eyed Chris in that movie. You know,
Like Cody Rhodes, you have to finish the story. Finish the story, man.
He already finished fucking the Halloween up the ass. Leave that. You know what I mean?
and I mean in the Black Cat though, man, the couple dies because the dude's horny, man.
Right.
You know, at the beginning in the boathouse, the chick's constantly telling him. And again, this is Daniela Doria, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
You know, Fulci's constantly killing her.
It's the car.
Quick, dude.
He
Like,
loves to kill her, man.
Yeah, man.
In House on the Cemetery, he gives her a knife to the back of the head and out the mouth.
Oh,
right.
that's right. Yeah.
Oh, and she's spitting her guts
Opening
up out of
scene.
the gates of hell. You know, she's
Slowly.
those are real intestines coming out of there, man.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
The
First,
flipping car
the eyes
crash
start
with the
bleeding,
star.
and then the guts start coming out, man, which I thought was totally creative, totally unique.
Right,
City of the Living Dead is definitely one of his best pieces of work, man.
I mean, like I said, it's the car crash at the beginning of this film, right? It's like the cat's like hopping or whatever like that. I forget, it gets on the car or something like that, and he crashes. I'm like, yeah, this is Fulci, specifically After Effects, you know? It can't
And
be
these-
just a car crash.
these
No,
low,
this is Fulci. Yeah,
the low
For me, the
camera
music,
angle.
Latino Donaggio.
nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. Great score, man, by the way. I
Oh,
could
yeah.
listen to I could just have that shit on the menu and just, you know, do some shit around the house with that menu going. Like,
Yeah.
and I'm good.
Right?
But those low camera angles, man, where you see like the point of the view of the cat, I love that shit, man.
It's first. It's POV. You know.
I mean, to
pers-
start out the damn I know we keep doing this shit. We're going all the way back to the beginning of the film, but the damn cat, man, is in the back seat of this dude's car.
That's right. That's right.
Looking
yeah.
at his ass, you know, like, and then he mind controls his ass. I got like big vibes of Omen.
Yes, yes. To me, The Omen is the original Final Destination films.
Oh hell yeah! Well, the
Yeah.
attack with the birds
I
in
can
the
see that.
second one
Yeah.
with the chick and stuff like that, where they
All
all
of it.
knock her eyes out and shit. And she all gets in a crash. That's straight up like almost Fulci like. You know what I mean? The way that's done. You know.
There would be no Final Destination without the Omen films. Period. There wouldn't be any.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, I agree, man. I never thought about that though, but yeah,
Because all those kills are just like Final Destination. They're set up like
Well, that's like
yeah.
the windshield.
like
Yeah, the
Destiny,
windshield.
you know what I
the
mean?
Mwah.
decapitation,
Yeah.
especially
That was
what happened in
perfect.
real life too. That's some creepy shit. Well, yeah, I don't want to go off into the Omen.
I'm telling you, this is the way my discussions go, man. They go
Right.
all over the place. But you mentioned one topic for me, and I'm all over the place with it.
Hell yeah.
That's just how I do it.
But like I
This
said,
is why I don't do movie reviews, because I could never start at the beginning of the film and go all the way through to the end. I would just bounce the fuck around.
Yeah.
That's just how I do it. That's how my brain works.
It's Mimsy Farmer, probably my favorite role from her. She's in this, maybe because she's more subdued as a character in here. Maybe that's why it's weird with her. But, you know, just the interaction between her and the older dude, of course, like that, when he's trying to hypnotize her a bit, like you're under my control and stuff like that, too. I'm like, whoa, what's going on here? It's pretty sinister, you know?
That kind of throws me off too, though. Like,
Yeah.
why didn't it happen? You know, why didn't he mind control it? It just kind of like,
Well, didn't the cat?
I
break it
always
up?
feel like Fulci's kind of fucking with us. You know what I'm saying? Like,
I thought the cat.
He
I thought
is,
the
man.
cat maybe attacked him or something like that to break that up, but I wasn't sure. To your point, you know, but
Yeah.
it's going from his brain to the film, and how it goes from his brain to the film is how we're seeing it. So we're basically seeing his mind at work. You know what I mean? So that's why a lot of things are unanswered. Right. That's why
it makes it great though.
That's the difference between him and Argento. Argento lays it out like a giallo, no matter what kind of show he does.
Right.
Fulci has never, except for rarely, set it up like a giallo. He sets it up like I don't know. The best way to describe it is Fulci's movies. They're not really story. They're an experience. You experience Fulci's movies. You don't watch them. You experience them.
Very true.
That's the way I've always explained it.
Like I say, something about him. Like I said, it's the way. Like I say, we're spoiling it here, and it works the same way. Where he puts her in the wall, he knocks her out, and he puts her in the wall. You know, and then
I love how they use that.
I love that when they go to the house, right? They go to the house. It's all good, just like your Vice. Go into the house, figure out what's going on, then they hear something. Yeah. Sure enough, you see the cat at the end, and you know it. He's like, he got me. You're right. He smiles and he says, he got me.
He still manages to slip that wall in, just like the old classic tale of the cat behind the wall. Yeah. He still manages to slip that wall in there.
Yeah.
Yeah. And in the original story, he's cocky with it, you know.
Yeah, he's very
but Miles is kind of cocky too, though. When they asked to come in to look around, he's like, sure, look wherever you want.
Yeah, look wherever you want. I have nothing to hide here.
It's big head nods to Edgar Allan Poe for sure, man.
Yeah, type of a house.
He's doing. But
because if you remember the old anthology with Vincent Price when they did the Black Cat, when in the old Vincent Price anthology, Twice Told Tales, or
I haven't seen it.
I might have seen it when I was very young.
I need to check that out.
I do have it. I have it. I need to watch it. But
definitely check it out because they do a Black Cat, and it's where he's jealous of this guy that moves in on his wife, and he ends up, you know, the whole wall comes in and the cat comes in.
Yeah.
That whole idea comes in, but more in the Poe idea, where Fulci takes it and completely molests it and turns it around into a
molest it. I like that.
Yeah, he does, man. It's like, you know, like I keep going back to the Poe story, but the Black Cat is described as an agent of evil, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then so I think of this, like, I wonder, like, because Stephen King, I looked it up. I looked up when he wrote Pet Sematary. He wrote that in '83.
He put it away. Yeah.
He wrote in '83. The movie didn't come out till '89. I'm just wondering if he watched The Black Cat and got inspired or some shit.
Church.
He said that. Well, what King said was that it's the only novel he ever wrote that truly scared him. So he put it in his chest, put it away, and wasn't even going to release it. But I do believe that it was his wife that pushed him to release it.
Yeah,
and then he finally put it out years later, and then had it published and put it out.
Because it deals with the death of a child. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's disturbing in itself.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. I would say, though, like, out of the, like, I like Martino's version better. That don't take nothing away.
Martino's better.
You know, your Vice is a lot room.
Yeah.
I like it. I like the whole shit with the Satan cat, you know.
I love that shit just for the fact that the cat's
also my favorite. That's also my favorite giallo, period, out of any giallo. So
Martino's so much more sexual, man. I mean, like, for instance, you look at Torso. Every woman in Torso is just fucking just sexy as fuck, man.
Me and Darren was talking about that one day. Like, what if he would have got Barbara Boucher and Edwidge Fenech and Resolve Neri? What if he got all of them in fucking Torso?
I forgot what director. What I think it could have been him. But I know it was one Italian director did a film with Barbara Boucher. Then he did another film with Edwidge Fenech in it. But I forget the name of the director. It may be Martino, but it may be something else. But yeah, it's like, it's a great. But like I say, Black Cat. Like I say, it's underrated.
It is, man. It's a fun time every time, man.
Yeah, it's a great time.
And it flies by, dude. I'll be watching it, and like I'm like, damn, it's only been on for like 30 minutes. That shit's almost over.
It's a great horror
That's
film. It's
the
a great
Mark Emmett
Edgar Allan
film.
Poe film.
Yeah, man.
It's really good. But like I said,
That's
I
the
do
Mark
like
Emmett
the
film.
ending to Your Vice a little better than Black Cat. You know, just the ending to Your Vice just screams that kind of setting. So, but very good. Yeah, it's a great film.
If you keep looking at your watch and wondering how long it's got, that's a bad sign.
That's a very bad sign.
Yeah, man. It definitely is.
But if it's already ending, then you got a good show.
Hell yeah.
But yeah, man, the Black Cat, highly recommend. Anybody hadn't seen it, if you're a fan of some old school Poe shit, I think you really dig it. Patrick McGee steals the screen.
It does.
In my opinion, he's
It has
the best.
more of a gothic setting. It has more of a gothic setting than a lot.
He's the best out of the whole damn group, man. And then I would say Mimsy's right there with him. You know,
you remember him as the blind guy in the original Tales from the Crypt movie?
Yeah,
the very last story where they're all blind and they're pretty much freezing them out and they're not giving them enough food. Right. And meanwhile, this guy's dog's eating steak and shit. And so finally,
that same release Dirk has of that part of that double set with what's it called? There's another one too. They're based off the EC comics.
Oh yeah, Tales from the Vault.
Yeah,
something.
Vault
from the Vault. Tales from the Crypt Part 2.
Yeah,
there's a double pack I got. But
they're based off the EC comics.
It's nowhere near as good as the original.
No,
Tales from the Crypt though.
Christopher Lee's in that one too, I think.
But yeah, Patrick McGee, man, he elevates the film, man. He really does. He brings it every time. Yeah.
Garrett said, finish the damn story.
Yeah, finish the damn story.
The Exorcist trilogy. Yeah.
Yeah.
I haven't seen Two Evil Eyes yet with Harvey Keitel, right? It's the fucking cat.
I don't like that shit, man. I don't, man. Some people
That's
like
Romero too, right? That's
Romero and Argento did Two Evil Eyes, and I'm just not a fan of it, man. I've tried, but I don't like it, man. I don't know how y'all feel, but
I haven't seen them yet. I remember the trailer for
it's
it.
all right.
Yeah, it's not like, you know,
not like
I didn't buy it.
Not
Let me
like
put it that way.
Yeah.
So,
it's all right. It's all right. I'm a big Romero fan, especially with his original trilogy and some of his earlier stuff. But I felt that Romero, as much as I love Romero, I felt I began to feel he got a little too political toward the end. He began to want to put a message in more than he did actually an entertaining film.
Okay.
Yeah. I began to feel like his message became more important to him than a good film.
And I definitely I mean, we were talking earlier, man. Night of the Living Dead is my favorite zombie film, period.
Yes.
But then I love Day too. You know, it's just Dawn just never has worked for me. I don't know what it is.
Darren makes a good point too. Like he says, the Black Cat is almost like a Hammer film. It has the same feel, and the score is fantastic. No one was talking about this film 5 years ago.
But what do y'all think though? If you didn't have Patrick McGee in Black Cat, what do you think?
It depends who would be doing it though. Yeah, but to your point,
like if you put in,
he makes the film.
I can't think of anybody right off the top of the head. But
Peter Cushing could do it, but
yeah, I don't know if he could do what McGee did though. You know,
right? No. Like I say, it's the same thing with Clockwork Orange. As great as Malcolm McDowell was, and as great as Clockwork Orange is, without McGee in there, it's just not the same movie. You're going to be missing something, man. Him playing that crazed writer.
Yeah, that Nero release mentions that film from him. Yeah, it's it's
yeah, Clockwork. You know,
it's fantastic. I fucking love it.
On the point of Peter Cushing, looking up on IMDb on one of Fulci's films, because he wanted Peter Cushing to play a doctor or something like that too. And Peter Cushing, I don't know if he actually said that. He says he doesn't do horror films. I'm like, maybe that was too late in his career to be doing those or something. But I'm like, are you kidding me? He did Hammer with Christopher Lee for years. So it's like,
he got kind of spoiled, especially on certain films. Star Wars, he was never the same after he did Star Wars, because when he did Star Wars, they didn't have shoes that fit him.
He looked sick then, and he didn't die until what, the 90s? You know, and he looked sick then. He looked like.
Have you ever seen Shockwaves?
I have not. I've heard of it
with Peter Cushing.
No.
Oh man, yeah, he's pretty old in that one, but
He's in a Grindhouse film called was it called Corruption, where he plays like a
Yes.
serial killer. I'm like,
Yes.
that release looks very interesting to me. So,
Yeah.
great stuff.
but yeah, man, Black Cat, highly recommended, man.
Yeah, me too.
Of course, we're gonna recommend all these, but I mean,
Yeah.
I think Black Cat needs some special love and attention because it, like you're right, man, it never gets brought up ever.
Put it in a box set.
It's completely overlooked.
Yeah,
you
put it in
can
a
get
box
10
set.
people.
Something.
You can get 10 people, and they can name off as many Fulci films as they want that they love, and very few of them will even mention. Maybe one or two of them will mention Black Cat.
Right.
They'll always mention House by the Cemetery, See the Living Dead, Zombie. You know what I mean? The Beyond. But they will never mention the Black Cat.
Right.
It's almost the same way with Duckling. Nowadays, though, people are finally starting to mention the New York Ripper.
Oh, hell
Yeah,
yes,
man.
they are. Yeah. Oh, hell yes,
It's
they are.
finally starting to happen. And I'm glad because
Yeah, the Quack Attack Maniac.
Back Maniac. A broken bottle to the you know what.
Oh man, this is the meanest of all Fulci films. It is like the meanest. I'm not going to say it's the sleaziest because
Right.
the sleaziest goes to probably the Devil's Honey, but
he was sure trying, especially with that one scene with the dude messing with the chick with the foot underneath the table.
oh yeah,
And
Mr.
he's getting the fuck
Silvertoes.
out of that. And then these idiots, you know what I mean? Why not just take her off somewhere and fucking nail her or something instead of sitting there fucking with her with your
They're
foot?
just
You know what I
fucking
mean?
with her. Yeah.
Yeah.
They know she's a nympho. They know she's a nympho, rich bitch, and
Yeah.
they got their kicks off of fucking with her. You know, so
I wouldn't use my foot. I'd have been like, all right, let's just go over here. That would have been taken care of. You know what I mean?
yeah.
I wouldn't use my foot and then laughed about it like a couple of clowns, man. I'd have taken care of it.
The very old school detective, very old school detective, right? With the scene where they find this woman, and he basically says she's just just a prostitute, doc. Just like it's like played by Jack Headley. So it's the ending to this is great. It's probably one of the better endings in a lot of Fulci films. You know what I mean? It's really good. It's chilling, to tell you the truth.
There's another level to that. I don't want to get into that yet, though. Like if y'all want to go through the film or talk, I want to save it for the end. It's something I just found out about the damn thing.
Nice.
And I've seen this movie. So I don't know how many times I've seen it, but it's fucking a wild ass theory, man. And it's crazy as shit. But
it basically this is one of Fulci's best done films too, in my opinion, because it paints the way New York was in like the 70s and stuff like that, because there were sex clubs a lot. It was a dirty place. It was not nice. So I mean,
it shows the raw, gritty ass New York of the early 80s.
It almost takes off the Times Square killer aspect, because that happened in the 70s, I believe, or the late 70s.
Basket Case shows it off like it was too. Basket Case shows off how dirty, and Maniac shows how dirty it was too.
Yeah, it does. But yeah, the motive of the killer, man. But I guess we got to talk about. We talked about the foot silver toes scene. It's a lot of people, man. They get turned off by it.
Really?
But I mean, shit, I think it's great, man. It's I love the whole damn movie every time. I mean, he's cutting like the chick in the car, right? I mean, that is like holy shit right out the gate, dude. Like, just stabs her right in her shit, dude, and just starts cutting her up. Like
the person point of view, she tries to get out the passenger side window, right on the barge, right where that's what I was going to mention. So you think it's going to be an off-screen kill, and the camera pans away. Yep.
And it shows like a boat, but then Fulci's like, "No, fuck you. You're going to see this shit."
Yep. Yeah.
It's great, man. It's and then I'm trying to think, man. The whole theater scene,
Yeah.
the stalking scene, I love that shit, dude.
Yeah,
Yeah,
when he's getting all divvied up and all this other stuff too. It like just follows her there, and of course you get the scene with the broken bottle.
Great red herring too, man.
Yeah,
great red herring. I thought I thought that son of a bitch was the killer on the first one. You know,
right? It's, I mean, it takes you to one direction and then just switches to the other. You know, it's really good. Like I say, great.
I mean, he's cutting eyeballs in half, nipples in half. He's violating vaginas. I mean, it's
Taunting
not in a good
people
way.
on the phone, taunting the cops on
eyeball
the phone.
slicing always gets me, man. The eyeball slicing always fucks me up, man.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
messed
man.
up. That is messed up.
And
yeah.
the fact that that's the detective's prostitute girl, you know,
Right,
the
that he's
prostitute the
banging.
detective's been.
Yeah, that he's
That
banging.
shows you what kind of guy he is too. You know, like he's kind of like just asshole through the whole movie, really. You know, but
Right.
Yeah, man. When we get to the I don't know. I don't want to take the whole floor, man. Y'all got anything you want to add?
Go ahead, man. Go ahead,
Dirk,
man. Because
please.
Okay.
yeah, you seem to have a lot, man. Go ahead.
Yeah, the cinema scene though, like I want to go back to that because she's getting stalked and then she gets sliced and you see that cut, man. It looks real as shit when she gets stabbed and you hear that damn quack, 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 quack. Man, I can't do that shit, but you know, I love that shit too. A lot of people don't like that either, man. I'm like
Donald Duck.
Really?
Yeah, Donald Duck.
But then when they're in the theater, like he slices through her throat, dude, and then we're seeing out of the slit in her throat. That's like, what the fuck, man?
It's great film. It's great.
That's just great cinematography, man. You know what I mean? That's very creative cinematography. This I think has some of the best effects that was ever done that he ever did. Like you could tell he spent time thinking about this shit.
Yeah, because he sets it all up, man. He's like, okay, put a camera here, widescreen lens here, like, you know.
It seems like Fulci takes some stuff from other Argento stuff. I've said in the past that to me, this film was his answer to Deep Red. It's also his answer to Four Flies, considering the killer's personality, in my opinion.
I think it's his answer to Tenebrae, man.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, because Tenebrae is considered Argento's slasher, and then this is considered Fulci's slasher.
Yeah.
Right.
Darren says there was an active serial killer in New York while they were making Maniac.
Yeah.
The hotel in one scene is where they found the victim like a week before.
Yeah.
Hey, Jerry, what's up, man?
Hey, Jerry.
Yeah, man, what's going on?
But yeah, this is considered his slasher, and just like Tenebrae was considered Argento's slasher. So yeah,
both mean as hell. Both of them.
Yeah.
Both of those films are mean as shit. Like,
the ending to this is more disturbing than the ending to Tenebrae, in my opinion, a little bit. You know, I can say they're neck and neck, but damn, both of those endings, boy, are just like, it kind of makes you think about it, you know?
Yeah.
It's what keeps me up at night. You know what I mean? If a movie can do that, if a film can do that.
He throws the rule book out on this one, man. He just says, fuck it, we're going for it.
Yeah, we're just going for it.
Everything on this one.
He's like, I've done this before. I can do it again. So, you know.
Yeah. Because around this time, around 82 or 81, 82, when this was made, is when all, here in America especially, all the ratings board and everything was cutting down on everybody.
Before that. It was right before that. Yep.
Yeah, they were cutting down. And so his answer to that was, well, check this out.
Yeah,
because
check this out. Yeah.
I gotta give it to him, man, though. As much as I love Tenebrae, Ripper is a way meaner ass film. I mean,
it is.
You know,
Tenebrae is more stylized. You know what I mean? There's it's more stylized version, you know, of a slasher but like say, New York Ripper is a true mean slasher. Like a slasher to me should be a mean, evil son of a bitch doing this. You know, there's a reason.
It's like a hybrid, though. You know, it is a giallo too. You know?
It is.
Kind of like Pieces. Pieces is the same way.
That's what
Pieces
Darren.
is the yellow
Yeah.
inside.
Yeah,
That's why we
Darren
did our
says
verses.
New York Ripper, Tenebrae Pieces. What a year!
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, on Dirk's channel, we did a versus stream where we had New York Ripper go against Pieces. I was on the Pieces side, and boy,
I was
great time.
I'm a New York Ripper guy.
Yeah.
I love them both though.
I love Pieces. Yeah, I didn't think I liked Pieces as much, but like I say, New York Ripper is mean. It's shot really well, and it's Fulci, and you can't go wrong with that combination at all. So
at the motive of the killer though. So he's
That
killing
was
these
sad.
women. He's killing these women because you find out he's got a daughter that she's, in a hospital bed. She's dying.
yeah,
She's got limbs missing and shit. And so he looks at all these women like they have won, and she's never gonna win.
yeah,
That's what the killer's looking at.
Yeah.
But here's a crazy theory. Like that's the surface level how the film gives it to you. The crazy theory that like we come across, I think Pops brought this shit up to me. Pops Movie Dungeon had brought this shit up.
Yeah.
He found it. The theory is the little girl is actually controlling the dad through mind control.
that's right. I remember he mentioned that.
Because at the end, when you see him on top of the chick, she's screaming at the chick saying, I'll never be beautiful.
I'll never
be
forgive you.
beautiful and shit
I'll never
like that.
forgive you for
And
being
me
what
and
you
Darren
are.
was talking about, I was like, it's like, what the fuck, man? That
So
is
it's
a
like
crazy
it's
ass
like a killer
theory.
child, right?
Also, but check this out. So the phone rings, right? And when he answers the phone, as soon as he answers the phone, you don't see his mouth or anything. It pans into the eyes, so it's very ambiguous.
Yeah,
The little girl's talking to him through the phone,
yeah.
and then all of a sudden he switches.
It's sad.
You know?
It's a sad,
That's
depressing.
a wild
dark.
theory, though, ain't
That's
it?
crazy, man.
Yeah,
That's a good theory, man.
Going through the rabbit
that's
hole
a
there.
wild
That's pretty
shit,
good.
man. It tripped me out when I found. I was like, "What the hell?"
Like Dirk, Alan from Pop's Movie, aka Pop's Movie Dungeon. Alan does his research very well. He'll go deep into that stuff.
Yeah,
and I
he
was
brought
like,
that,
I remember you
that up,
mentioned
and I was like, "Holy shit!" So we started thinking back on shit, like with the dude, like he's getting phone calls from his little girl, man, and fuck.
That's why I referenced it to Four Flies, because I mean that character is messed up.
And then and then she's got that dirty ass duckling too.
Yeah,
at the end of the movie.
That's
like,
right.
Sitting in her bed with her,
Oh, that's right.
That's a nod to Don't Torture a
Torture a Duckling. Yeah.
I haven't talked to
talking in
Alan in
third
probably
person.
a year or so.
Yeah.
I think it looks like I need to check out his shit again. I haven't checked him out in about a year. It looks like I need to check it out.
You can almost say the duck is like a mascot for his films. If you think about it, then you'd almost want to see if they're in other films, which you kind of think there are. It's like Italians seem to like to use. Argento likes to use German Shepherds. Sure enough, Fulci likes to use German Shepherds too in some of his later films. And it's like,
well, he had to go to court in lizard in a woman's skin.
God.
From the special effects and that shit, it looks like dogs were really killed and brutalized and shit.
There's a scene in The Devil's Honey. I thought the dog was dead in the beach scene where she's burying her boyfriend's dog. I thought that dog. Wait a minute, is the dog dead? It's like, is he really dead? It's weird. Yeah, great stuff.
Yeah, man, that was just a mind blowing revelation. No, I never look at New Year Ripper the same way.
That's pretty good though, man. That after all these years, someone could throw another theory in there to make you think, to make you think even more about it.
Oh, yeah.
It's cool to have that shit. Hell
yeah,
yeah,
man.
Question real quick.
Yeah.
You guys have seen Mia Farrow and you've seen her acting.
Oh yeah.
Do you think she's a lot better than her sister Tissa, or do you think Tissa just didn't get her chance quite as much? Because from what I've seen from her, she could have been just as good.
Yeah, man, she's solid, dude. I mean, she just didn't. I guess she got as many opportunities as
I agree with that.
as Mia did.
Yeah, it just seems to be. And Mia was married, you say, to a famous person, right? Or married, or
Yeah, she was married to Frank Sinatra.
dude.
Yeah.
That's and it's kind of true. Sometimes that just happens, and with a family like that, right? You have a director, father. You have these two very pretty ladies, just doing what they're doing and stuff like that too. But yeah, just one, it just didn't work out a lot for one. But she was in some great stuff. You know what I mean? So.
I think Tiss is more attractive than Mia. I mean, that might be a hot take, but I think she is.
She is.
I mean, you could definitely tell they're related when you look at them, though. Like,
oh yeah, you can tell they're sisters, definitely.
Yeah. So I mean,
for me,
it's in their blood. It's in their DNA. I'm not going to take anything.
That performance in Rosemary's Baby, where she had to literally lose weight. She had to lose weight because she was skinnier than I was in that film. Like literally, and you get why they're doing that. They're forcing her not to eat. I'm like, damn, that's messed up. That's why it hits differently with me. That film, but
yeah, there's layers to Rosemary's Baby for me too, man.
Yeah,
it's because of the shit with the Manson family. It's so crazy.
Yeah.
But
and as much as I like Rosemary's Baby, I prefer Fulci's films over.
Yeah,
I would too. Yeah,
yeah. Me too, man. I would take Fulci.
Films. Polanski's cool and all, but to me, it's Fulci all day.
It's a more gothic.
Yeah, I definitely take Fulci over. But Rosemary's Baby is a classic. I got to admit.
It is. I know people. JT from JT's Horror Discussions doesn't like it at all.
Yeah, I know. We was talking about it one day. I was like, "Holy shit, dude!"
Pop's Movie Dungeon, Alan. He doesn't like it a lot either. He thinks it's a little bit overrated as a film.
It's got some shit, man. And then if you think about the shit that happened to Sharon Tate with Polanski and all that, that's a whole different level when you watch
Chinatown, and all that stuff. Yeah, it's crazy.
Ninja says Tissa over Mia, and Darren says Tissa was hotter by far. Absolutely.
Okay.
But yeah, she was sexy in Zombie. That's for sure.
I love that scene. It's fucking brilliant when her and old dude are checking out the boat, and they're coming on there and they're trespassing, right? So she grabs him up and starts kissing him, and then they start arguing like they're a couple and completely play it off. And he's all right, you two go find somewhere else.
Yeah, go for someone else to do this. Yeah,
it was smart as fuck. I love that.
The ending where they're on the boat, right? And you know that one person is in the compartment, the bottom compartment. You know he's there because they're listening to the radio, right? And you're like, oh shit! And it just pans out to.
Oh, y'all back on Zombie? Okay, I was trying to figure out what I was talking about. Zombie.
On the bridge, where you see them all walking on the bridge, right? Where they had to clear out. They had to clear out the bridge. They had to wait, for traffic to whatever like that to clear it out so they can have all these people walking on it. It's like crazy. Great cinema there for that.
Great scene. Great scene of them crossing, because sometimes it's what you don't see. And what you don't see is them taking over, because they come over and take the fuck over. It's ugly once they get there.
Yeah, it's
as soon as that bloated zombie was shot, which was the one the chick's father. As soon as he went into the water, I'm like, you just contaminated the water. I mean, you just contaminated the water, right? I mean, it's over with. Yeah. It's like
it kind of goes back to like Cabin Fever. It makes you wonder if Cabin Fever might have been a little influenced by that.
Oh man, that movie still disturbs me, dude. Oh, it's like body horror. It's really.
I did that a couple months back.
Oh, Cabin Fever.
Yeah.
The original one.
That cop.
I guess I'll just take all this spot off and smoke it by myself. Oh no! Come on back and have a seat.
I remember that. The hot chick starts peeling off her skin or something like that on her leg, I think it was, or something happens. It just starts deteriorating and shit. You're like, damn, that's it's like.
Oh, to me, Cheryl Ladd's daughter was much hotter than the dark-headed one. I've always been a fan of hers.
Yeah.
The way they turn on her, man, is so fucked up. The second she has any signs of any kind of infection, they're shoving her out in the fucking shit. Yeah. It's like, damn, man. I mean, you can kind of understand, but fuck. He's supposed to be so in love with her, but he's like, well, maybe I'm not so in love anymore.
Yeah, nice.
It's been a long time since I've seen Cabin Fever.
Yeah.
I don't know. I've never really been big on it, or probably most of Eli Roth stuff. I'm not real big on, but yeah. But Cabin Fever is not a bad movie though. It's just been a long time since I've seen it.
Everyone loves Hostel and stuff like that. I actually like. That's a hot take. I like Green Inferno a lot. I like Green Inferno for some reason. I just like that film. I mean, it's like.
You're the only one that I've talked to that likes it, and so do I. You're the only one.
I don't mind Green Inferno, to be honest. Darren hates it. I know. Because I was talking to him about
the airplane, plane when it falls and it crashes, dude. That's like one of the greatest scenes of all time. Was it something goes through the plane and like takes out one of the girls, I think, or something like that? I'm like, well, what the hell's going on here? This is like crazy. It's like really good.
Yeah.
I got a few other Fulcis, man. I can show right quick.
Cool.
Absolutely.
I watched this earlier. I hadn't seen it. That Fulci for Fate.
Oh, hell yeah.
Yeah, the lenticular one. Nice.
Watched it earlier, man. It's got some great shit on here. Some interviews with his daughters. That's really good. Now, the way they did it, I thought was pretty cool. The way they did it. There's like no clear answers on, because the guy's asking his daughters like how Fulci was and all this shit. And they're like, go watch his films. You'll get all your answers if you watch his films, Here's another one, man. It's pretty underrated. Devil's Honey.
Oh, hell yeah. Yeah, absolutely. That was my top 5. That was my number 5 and my all-time favorite Fulci. I couldn't believe it got there. I like the original cover better.
Yeah. I don't know. I like this art better for me, but it's cool though.
I like the whole shadow idea and stuff like that. But yeah, Devil's Honey is way underrated. Who stars in that? I forget the one dude who was also in some other Fulci films. He liked him. They both had a pretty good relationship. The films that they did. Older gentlemen.
This is a really highly underrated Fulci, man. That you need to see it, man. You got to see this movie. It's a crime film, it's a crime film, man, but it's got gore in it like a fucking horror movie. It's so fucking crazy, and that's Contraband, man.
Oh yeah, I heard that's filmed like one of his best. To tell you the truth,
look at that shit. Like
it's a Policio. Was a Policio Testi.
It's a Policio Testi, but it's gory as shit, man. Yeah, and it's got a crazy fucked up rape scene in this movie. It is hard to watch. I mean, pretty hard to watch. Yeah. Lizard in a Woman's Skin, we brought that one up. I really love this one, man. I really do. I love this movie a lot.
That was done right before Duckling.
Yeah, man. Yep. And of course, this is my favorite, The Beyond.
Hell yeah.
I know everybody knows this one. And then here's one that people hate, man. Here's one people hate, but I fucking dig it, man. It's fucking Demonia, man. I love fucking.
Yeah.
That's a sick cover for that. That's a nice slip for that. Yeah. I like Demonia.
It's a cool ass release that they put out from Arrow.
What is it? The lights in the cave that's supposed to predate whatever the lights. I thought that was funny.
I need to give it another watch, man, but I really enjoyed it, man.
No, it's a good watch. I like the music for that a lot. Fulci distanced himself from that, right? He didn't even want to be credited with anything part of that film. Damn. Yeah, that's a good one. Killer Nuns. Gotta love it. The heads up, Killer Nuns burning doll babies. Little doll baby just taking it up.
I think I got the shit upside down or something. Here it is. Yeah, there we go. A lot of people shit on Demonia, man, but
that's a nice release. Arrow kills it. Yeah, their releases like that. That's a very cool release. Yeah, I like Demonia. I got to put this one out here. Cat in the Brain. I didn't think I would like this film as much as I did. I love Cat in the Brain. It's basically a documentary on Fulci playing himself. He plays himself. He plays a director, a writer. He goes batshit crazy in here. It kind of shows his view, like when he has that dream of that, it's like a mass sex scene or something like that. It's like he's a director in his dreams and all this stuff. Sees a psychiatrist who basically forces him to do his dirty work for him. I thought that was really funny. It does like iconic scenes through his dreamlike state, through his other films and stuff like that, like Zombie. I think he goes into this house and he sees this woman getting killed. She leans into something, and it just the way it's all done. But yeah, I like Cat in the Brain a lot. It's an underrated.
I still haven't seen Cat in the Brain.
I would recommend it. You'd like it, Dirk. I think it's great. I think it's quite funny too. Fulci does a good job in here, specifically the ending. I know
I'll dig it if it's starring Fulci. I'll dig it just for that shit.
Well, like I said, because he uses one of his boats that's called Perversion, I think it is, which leads me to this guy, Perversion Story. I highly recommend this to
one
anybody.
On top of the other, man.
Yeah, one on top of the other. This was actual filmed in they actually went to Folsom Prison, right? Because
I don't know, man. That's another one I haven't seen.
They went to an actual prison to the actual gas chamber. So they actually filmed scenes in the actual prison for this film. It's erotic giallo and stuff like that. This was done like 1968, I think it is, and stuff like that. So this is the first one. Mondo Macabro does a good job with the releases. This is the first time I saw, because it has extras, of course, an interview with Stephen Thrower, and that's the first time I heard him speak, and I'm like, oh god, this guy's great. So he knows Fulci. So there's that one.
I like Murder Rock, man. Yeah. I like Murder Rock. I don't like it as much as you do, but I like it.
Another one that's kind of a trippy film is Manhattan Baby.
Manhattan Baby is out of doing listen to all the interviews and shit. Fulci said that's a horrible film. He did not like that film at all.
It's almost like Poltergeist. Yeah. It's almost to take off a Poltergeist. It's trippy.
And I kind of agree with it. I'm not a big fan on that one.
It probably has the best. It probably has the best score that in a lot of his films. It's probably one of the best scores because the music kind of carries the film a bit. It's basically a cursed amulet, right? And it's like.
But I got one just about as equal to that one. Fucking Enigma, man.
I still need to get that release.
Yeah.
Oh shit! Okay.
Was that his answer?
That's a different one.
Was that his answer to Suspiria?
Yeah. Or Phenomena. Really, I would say more like Phenomena.
Yeah.
I love Phenomena. That was actually the first Argento I ever seen was Phenomena.
There's his there's also
the first.
I like Conquest for what it is, even though it's.
Oh yeah, I forgot to grab Conquest too, man.
I forgot like Vaseline was kind of poured on it. You know what I mean? But it's a takeoff of Beastmaster. Yeah, it's a takeoff of Beastmaster for me. It's one of the more interesting films that he did. So yeah, it's a big filmography. Of course, the Gates of Hell trilogy.
Yeah, that's two I forgot to grab was Conquest and Murder Rock, but I didn't grab. I only grabbed the Beyond because that's my favorite. Fulci. But I didn't grab City. That. I do have the new. House.
You have this. You have the Psychic. Which I really like. The Psychic. It's a great transfer. That's nice. Yeah. That's a nice release. Yeah.
Yeah, I got the Psychic too.
This was my number 5 release of 2023.
That's a killer. Yeah.
And
that's a killer release right there. That
the Scorpion.
Yeah, I haven't seen that one. I've seen that art, but I didn't know about that release.
The typical hole in the wall thing. So you know how that goes. So
Scorpion, this is the Severin, and then this is a cheaper release of it with its original name.
Seven Notes in Black. Seven Notes in Black.
Yeah.
But yeah, great. This is a great film. Like I said, a lot of people say I can kind of agree. It's one of his best directed films. The way everything works out and stuff like that. It's a really good thriller. I like the ending to this a lot. I like the whole chase scene with the killer and stuff like. Well, what you think?
I love Jennifer O'Neill, man. You talk about beautiful.
I didn't see the ending coming. I didn't see the ending coming. I didn't think I thought maybe I did figure out who it was. I did not. That's true. He did a good job with that, leaving that more towards the end and shit like that. And it works just like the Black Cat. Works just like it. Just goes just that same direction. I'm like, okay, the same dude, like I say, that we mentioned that played the priest in Don't Torture a Duckling is like this. Psychiatrist? Yeah, and
Yeah, that's why I was trying to look up his name.
She is that's Jennifer O'Neill. She plays
Yes.
in my favorite Cronenberg, which is Scanners.
Yeah.
Oh, she is in Scanners. I haven't watched Scanners yet. I have that Criterion.
You never seen Scanners?
Scanners
Yeah,
is great.
Scanners yet. Yeah.
Yeah,
With
I will
Michael
say though,
Ironside.
I will say the lead actor, he's the weakest part of the film. But I love Scanners though.
Yeah, Michael
Yeah.
Ironside.
I do love
I've seen clips of it.
not Michael Ironside. I'm talking about the lead,
Right.
Stephen
No, I mean,
Black.
like the villain,
Stephen
Michael
Black.
Ironside.
Stephen Black. He is a fuck man.
Stephen Black. Yeah.
I just can't stand his acting, man. But
Yeah.
I still love the film though for some crazy fucking reason.
Nope. Not like him. Like Revick. Daryl Revick.
Yeah. Ironside and O'Neill kick ass in that movie.
Hell yeah.
I was trying to find this actor's name. Shit. Darren said it just a minute ago. The psychiatrist guy that's in the psychic.
Oh, here it is.
I don't know why it's not. Mark Perel. He's in
Mark
Don't
Perel.
Torture too. But him and Jennifer O'Neill were constantly fighting during the making of the psychic and shit. They were like they was on some drugs and shit, you know. So,
Scene where what is it? He gets pulled over by the cops and stuff like that, and he just bolts out so they can follow him. You know, follow him to the place and stuff like that too. I like that ending sequence a lot. Like you say, the beginning of that film with her mom, you know, basically jumping off the thing. I'm like going, okay, that looks better. So I see why Fulci did that. He's like, okay, I'm going to get this right here. Okay, here we go. You know,
but it's you know, it's done at the beginning of the psychic, and it's, you know, done at the end of Don't Torture.
Torture a duckling. Yep.
And then it's a priest and it's a mother, and then his wife, whole shit going on with his wife. I don't know. Maybe I'll look into shit too crazy or something, but I don't know. But
yeah, very good.
But yeah, man.
Yeah.
There's only two versions of Don't Torture.
Oh shit!
Okay.
Oh, you got the slip. Damn.
Yeah, you got the slip. I don't got the slip, but
yeah, that probably.
I'm kind of a slick maniac. Here is my versions of City of the Living Dead. Here's the unopened.
Oh, yep, that's it. Yeah, that's the
way out of print City of the Living Dead, and then you got the Scorpion.
I got that one. Yeah.
City of the Living Dead.
That's
you
a
got
nice
this
cover.
one. It's a combination with Psycho from Texas.
Hell yeah, man.
And then here's the hardcover. This is limited to 250 copies. This is number 148.
God.
Damn.
Oh, look at that right there. Yeah, the drilling scene is like on. This is what you get for screwing my daughter, you son of a bitch. It's like
Here's my House by the Cemetery. There's that version of that one.
Oh yeah, Dr. Faustine.
I really think that
here's the hard case. Actually, this is a media book limited to 1,000. This is 633.
Shit, yeah, man. That's bad.
This is an old Blue Underground original DVD version of it. And then here is the lenticular.
Yeah, that's one I have.
You know
and
that
I've also got the 4Ks of them up there. Oh, the New York Ripper and House by the Cemetery. Here's my copy of Demonia.
Okay. Hell yeah.
Nice. Yeah.
And then The Beyond.
Fuck yeah, man.
Wow.
Seven Doors of Death. Hell yeah.
Yeah, great shit. Yeah. Keith has a great collection there, Darren. He mentions that. Yeah, it rivals a lot of stuff.
Yeah, man.
You showed me how many. You have a lot of versions of opera too, right, Keith? So you have a lot. Yeah. You have Here we go.
God. Watch this. This is gonna blow your fucking mind.
Yeah, because he has the same media book that you and I have, Dirk. That was one of my honorable mentions for release of the year. That's a great 4K media book, dude. That has a lot of shit in there. It's like, was it 3 different cuts of that film? It's insane.
Oh, the psychic?
Yeah. Oh no, of opera.
Oh, opera. Yeah.
Almost forgot about opera.
Yeah.
Thank you.
That's a great release, man. And I know people are shitting and pissing and moaning about the Severin, when's the 4K of Severn? You know, it's like of opera coming out. I'm
They
like,
thought it was
I
going
don't
to be.
care.
They thought it was going to be last year.
I'm good, man. So,
The Scorpion.
hell yeah.
Oh wow! Yeah, they had to release that early. Yeah.
Here's the 4K from Play
Yeah,
On.
man.
I do believe it is.
Yeah, Play On.
It's you open it up right here. It's like a book, and then you got all that shit in there. It opens up into a digibook. Now that ain't nothing though. Check this shit out.
Darren has his face probably glued to the screen right now. He's like, I can't reach past to get that. I can't do it. Oh, that's a nice one.
Oh hell yeah, man.
This is a media book, and it is limited to I think 555.
Damn.
And I have 373.
Okay.
And then the creme de la creme.
Oh shit.
Oh damn, dude. Oh wow. Oh, it's the book version. Yeah.
This is leather bound.
Yeah.
And it's made of wood. And you got a drawer here where you take out the drawer right there, and then right in there is opera and all the cards and everything.
Oh,
holy shit.
Yeah. Wow.
That's badass, man. I've never seen that.
Check this out.
It looks actually wood. It's actually wood.
Here is leather bound wood.
Oh yeah.
Oh, what?
Yeah. I have seen that one.
That looks like a Barnes and Noble edition.
Killer as hell.
Yeah, it looks like a Barnes and Noble edition.
This is just like the opera.
Damn it.
There's one that I need. There's only one more that I need that's just like this. And it's black with gold writing, and it's Don't Torture a Duckling.
Oh shit.
It's hard as fuck to get a hold of.
Good thing Tony's not here. Tony was here, he'd be like,
those are big money.
Yeah.
They gotta be huge.
That's huge money
for that shit.
These are 84 Entertainment, and they look just like books. Yeah, this is
like
actual
Noble editions. Yeah.
And actual wood.
Actual
like a
wood.
drawer. I love that shit, man. Killer.
Yeah, great
Badass.
shit. Great shit. Yeah, that's great.
That shit goes for big ass money, I know, man.
Yeah.
Yeah. You have to sell your soul for some of that.
I got lucky and got them on pre-order. I paid for that opera. I paid $95. It's worth about $500 now.
It's worth it. It's worth it.
Damn it, son. Damn.
Yeah. I forgot how much I've ever paid for actual release. Probably the Film Vault version I have of Scarface is probably the most I paid for a 4K. The Film Vault versions of films are pretty cool if you're into collecting like that, because they're kind of like big editions. But you know,
did you grab this one?
Yes.
Yes, he did.
Okay.
Yeah, he did a video on that. Yeah. I missed out on that one. I thought about getting that one, but I have that lenticular one for that. But
I mean, I got it. I got the Blue Underground 4K, but man, I had to grab that shit. I mean,
that's a nice release. Yeah, that's a nice release. Arrow does.
That's what I was gonna say. I feel like Rob Zombie took from Freudstein for Dr. Satan.
Right.
Oh yeah, Dr. Satan. Yeah.
To make Dr. Satan, you know, I mean,
yeah, the actual serial killer. Yeah, the actual, yeah.
But
because there's actual German, like say Dr. Serial Killer, that they call that Dr. Satan. It's crazy. Yeah, that's great. Yeah, Faustine, I can see that. That movie is such
hell of a
trip.
collection you got, though, man. Shit,
yeah,
man.
That's a great
crazy addition. So, holy shit.
I've got a ton more shit, but shit, we'll all hook up and do more. I'll show some more next time.
Yeah, man.
Do you guys want to do this again?
Yeah, man. Yeah,
oh, absolutely. I'm all for this stuff. Oh,
yeah, man.
Let's let's hook this up at somebody else's crib next time.
Yeah.
Whichever place you guys want to go. You guys play tic-tac-toe or whatever and decide whichever.
No problem.
You know what I mean?
Hey,
do the rock, paper, scissors to figure out where we're going next, and I'll be there.
I have more. My days off are kind of all over the place other than Dirk's. So yeah, definitely next time, definitely be on Dirk's channel. You're probably meant to go on his channel anywhere, Keith. You guys can like kill it over there and stuff like that with what y'all talk about and stuff. Definitely it'd be a cool stream, definitely. So yeah,
man, we can do that, man. We just got to nail down a time and a day and everything.
Yeah, Darren's asking that. You can put him on the next one, absolutely.
Yeah, man. Yeah, definitely for sure, man. Darren, like I was saying, Darren, he's got a ton of knowledge, man. When it comes,
You should do one eventually too, Keith. Because I've seen it. Tony did a video. If you have the time, just do a video of what you all kind of have. This is where I keep all this at. This is where I keep all that at. Right? Because
I've never done a full collection. Like you see my room in the back right here.
Yeah.
Like you see. Oh, God damn it, Galloway. Got all that shit. See, right there's the line of about 4,000.
Oh God.
Films.
Yeah.
I do see that Dawn of the Dead release. Is that the second sight one? The version with the, I guess, graphic novel that was in it? Yeah.
Yeah, I got about 10 of those. 10 different Dawn of the Dead. And just tons of shit to show, but I've never showed off my room before. I never have.
Yeah, man.
I look at things. Yeah. I find that kind of pretentious. I'd rather do it in smaller bursts because I could spend an hour and a half doing that shit. I have original one sheet posters of like the burning and Scanners and Mother's Day.
I remember when you showed those. Yeah.
That hung in the theater. So I have a lot of bullshit. Yeah, man. Whenever, man. I'm usually busy on Mondays and Tuesday nights and Sunday afternoons. Other than that, let's hook it up.
Absolutely.
Yeah, man. We'll get it figured out for sure.
Definitely.
I'll get back with you soon on it and let you know, and then we can nail it down.
Cool. Let's do some entertaining of some people here with some Looney Tunes for a minute.
This is a job for
yeah. Doesn't sound like the killer in I remember that one. God.
Oh my God. There's so many. I'll do one or two more and then I'll.
You're invited to visit the refreshment stand.
Yes, I would just love a duck dinner.
Oh.
Yeah. That brings back some memories, man.
Oh, it does.
Sure. But yeah, man, we'll get it sorted out. We'll figure it out. I'll have to figure something out.
Cool.
I might, step out of the comfort zone. I don't know. Something that maybe some blind watch shit or something. I don't know. We'll figure something out though.
Cool.
I'll put my head to it and I'm constantly trying to think of something different, like
yeah.
But yeah, man, Fulci's always like great to talk about. Man, I could talk. I mean, his films are so damn up for interpretation. I mean, like we do this stream again, we're gonna come with some different shit next time.
Right. Oh, definitely, man. We could do several shows and talk about something different every time.
Right. Yeah, man.
Absolutely.
But,
I've been trying to. The way my brain works is crazy. It's like I was trying to piece together the Gates of Hell trilogy and the Black Cat, and trying to make sense of it all.
That could work too.
It hurts my brain, but it's it's a fun hurt though, I guess. But yeah, man,
fun stuff.
But thanks for joining me tonight, you guys. I really appreciate it.
Yeah, man, I appreciate you having us on, man.
Yeah, my pleasure. It's great. Yeah.
And thanks to everybody for joining us tonight, man. It's been a pleasure. It's been a blast. It's the first time I ever talked to you guys live like this. Usually I just kind of join your chat or whatever. But it was great having you on. And I will be in touch, and I definitely look forward to you guys joining me again. Yeah,
man. That's cool.
So everybody have a great night, and all the rest. Check out he's holding it up there. There we go. Don't Torture Duckling. Great film.
Yeah, man. And don't be going out. Oh, go ahead.
Oh, go ahead and say what you got to say, man.
I was going to say, y'all don't be going out to graveyards and trying to record shit on people's tombs and shit.
Yeah. Definitely.
But yeah, much love to everybody. Everybody have a great night. Take care of yourselves. Take care of each other and all that good shit. And we'll catch you next time.
Yeah,
Rest
man.
in peace, kid.
Because I am agoraphobe and you are not.